Good, we're recording and we're going to admit Dawn. So, where is she?
I'm here. Morning.
Morning, Dawn. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
Yeah. We do live together, except one of us is normally unconscious when the other's awake. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about being tired last night. Yeah, I was tired last night.
Right. Good. Episode 88. Oh, I've put Friday the 19th, but it is Friday the 19th. I was thinking it was Saturday for a minute, but it is Friday the 19th.
It's because I went shopping yesterday, you see. That's thrown you out.
Yeah, and I was thinking I was planning some training sessions for Saturday, and that's threw me out. So anyway.
Oh, right. Were you thinking about Saturday?
Yeah. All good then. Different episode. We've got not a lot of feedback today, but we've got some testing your sense of humour feedback, which you haven't seen. So we're going to to the test.
Sending in jokes quietly.
First of all, we've got the music following Tony Fulbrook getting Girls Aloud Jump, which was a link to the Pet Shop Boys. You've got boys and girls there. See what's going on. And we're looking for the artist, the song, and the link today. Okay, and I should say, Tony Fulbrook, I think, has gone into the lead overall for the first time in the 3 months with 12 points. Barry Royden on 11.5, Steve Fury on 10.5, Angie Crush on 8.5. I can't remember when the last time anybody else had a punt.
We have to say that Tony Fulbrook is working as well, so we do apologise. We didn't mention him in the workings situation. So sorry.
Yeah, he's working. Yeah. Doing a lot of other things as well, but he's working.
Yeah, bless him.
Yeah, and he's. I won't give his tactic away of how he researched.
No, don't do that. Just get on with the song. Oh, come on, honey. Let's get on with the song.
Here we go then. Tell me if it's clear.
I will. Just that? About 4 notes, is that?
Yeah. They get it. Don't worry. They're brilliant. Most impressive part of lockdown for me has been this.
Oh, bless you. Come on then, let's get on with the rest of it then.
I will say it's not Gary Glitter or anything like that.
Oh, no, we don't like Gary Glitter.
It sounded a bit like that in some ways, but it's definitely not. I wouldn't have him on here. So anyway, feedback. Only 2 bits of feedback. You've mentioned one. Tony Fulbrook making a point that he's actually working. And also he said that he feels that at school, some of the subjects do include discussions about, the training I was talking about yesterday, and use of social media, debating, discussions, how to deal with people being offensive, things like that.
I think it's life lessons, how to cope with someone, etc. I mean, I think they do have discussions, but I think there should be a little bit of role playing. I remember going to what's it called? You have to go. I can't remember the name. That's how old I'm getting. I had to go to do a refresher course. That's it. And we were role playing, and I decided I'd be very awkward and devil advocate.
You better explain what this is about, because when you're talking about role playing, some of the viewers will conjure up all sorts of ideas, all right? So
only in your mind. I'm talking about you're actually sort of like putting people in positions like.
Careful. What are you talking about? What? In what context?
But you shut up a minute and let me finish. You're putting people in positions where they're having to deal with irate people, and people going, actually sort of like attacking you, and it helps. And I don't think you can do it in a discussion. I think sometimes you have to do role playing as well. That's what I'm saying.
Where did you do this? On an officials course or something?
No, when I was working, for goodness sake.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
Honestly, I think the problem with you, Mark, is you're sort of like a dinosaur. You've only got one train of thought.
What, officiating in athletics?
No. Nothing to do with athletics.
Right, we'll go on to the second part. See what you've got to say about this. Grazia, she thinks a big part of how people behave can't be trained. I guess what she's saying, because they follow the actions of adults that are around them. So, for example, if the adults are very kind, the offspring and the children are likely to be kind and thoughtful. Whereas if they're rude and bad on social media and set a bad example, children are likely to follow.
Yeah, well, this is a good question. What do you think the answer is? How I mean, is it because at one point everyone was saying, oh, it's education. Well, education doesn't seem to have helped. I mean, the people, all people from all walks of life are on social media behaving extremely badly. So I think it's cowardice in the sense that they feel they can say something because it's not face to face, and people don't understand the implications of what they can do to somebody if they're not very pleasant.
Yeah. Now, on that, I had an instance yesterday where somebody 2 or 3 weeks ago had commented on one of our videos we put on YouTube. Not you and I. One of the running videos that Gary Googe had filmed up in Scotland at a Schools International. And somebody had a pop at him, or me, saying, it's a bit boring, least you could do is put some commentary on because we don't know who the runners are, etc. And I went back, and he was quite off. I say it's a he, it might not have been a he.
Probably a she.
It might have been a she. Whoever it was quite off with us. And I went back to explain that it was filmed by Gary, whose daughter was running, and he was just doing as a favour to everybody whilst he was there in Scotland. And he wouldn't necessarily have known, it wasn't even his daughter's race that he'd filmed. And we haven't got time to do all the research. If you want to find out the results and who was in it, you can go elsewhere to get all that. Because that's not what we're there for. We're just supporting, but as we're there with a camera, we'll put it on YouTube so plenty of other people can see it. And I told him, because he was so rude, I told him to go and troll somebody else. And he came back last night having another go at me about how out of order I was, blah, blah, blah. So I just blocked him and deleted all his comments and let him get on with it. But the thing is, he's doing all of this anonymously. He's got an account name that doesn't mean anything. So you don't know who it was. And this happens a lot. You either have spoof accounts, parody accounts, people in their made up names. So they're hiding behind this anonymity. And I'd put an end to all of that myself.
Yeah. Well, when I have when people, it's not because you don't like the comments, because if they're constructive comments, that's fair enough. That you may change it next time or something. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if you're just there because you've got nothing else to do and you're being destructive, get a life.
Yeah,
that's all I've got to say.
See, my solution isn't really thought through, but I've thought it for a long time, and it's quite radical. That we all have a standard name, address, email, mobile phone number. We have a social media name to use. It's all linked on one big database. You go on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you're on, you use that name and it links back to you. And it's verified with other documentation. That way, go through, everybody knows who's talking to who, where it's coming from, and you're accountable for your actions. The number of people on social media would drop considerably, but at least you'd be traceable to some degree. And I feel if we're not careful with all of this, it's going to get worse and worse as time goes on. And yeah.
I think you're right. I also think that people should take responsibilities for their actions as well, that regardless of social media, people tend to want to go and blame, something's gone wrong, so they want to go and blame somebody else for it. And it's very easy to get into that trend. But the problem I've got in life is that sometimes things just happen. You get more things that go wrong, and there's some people who just, they're more questions than answers. There always will be. Everyone's got more questions than answers, haven't they? And then you need to go and find someone else who might have a answer that you're happy with or not happy with at the moment. But at the end of the day, I think you've got to sort of like have a happy sort of like medium, that if something goes wrong, it's probably your fault that it's gone wrong. It's not someone else's.
Yeah, very good. Okay, the subject. I have got a number of generally one-liner jokes. I won't tell you who they're from, but we'll see. You've got to mark them out of 10, okay?
Oh,
I find delivering jokes in this environment quite difficult, so please bear with me.
shall I shut my eyes and you can deliver the jokes that I'll tell you?
I'm not Peter Kay, but a husband promised to his wife that when the pandemic was over, he'd take her on holiday. So he goes and purchases a world map, and he puts it up on the wall in the kitchen, and he says, "Darling, throw the dart at the map, and we'll go wherever it lands." Well, they're spending 2 weeks behind the fridge.
1.5.
1.5. Right. Okay. That was from Graham Saker. I didn't do it justice.
No, you didn't. It's probably worth more than 1.5 with the right person saying it.
Tomorrow there's a protest in London about cake decorations. Police are expecting hundreds and thousands to turn up.
Yeah, see, about half a point for that one.
Oh, Graham, that's not very good. That's Graham's efforts exhausted. Okay. I said to the gym instructor, "Can you teach me to do the splits?" He said, "How flexible are you?" I said, "I can't do Tuesdays."
That's about a 5.
Oh, right.
That's quite funny.
I went to buy some camouflage trousers the other day, but couldn't find any.
1.
They're both Barry Royden. My parents used to take me to the pet shop when I was little and tell me it was the zoo.
-1.
-1. All right. So that was Barry as well. So he gets 5 points and Graham gets 2 points. That was it. Player mates don't win again.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So Barry's joke about the gym instructor and doing the splits was your favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how flexible are you? Can't do Tuesdays. That's a sort of yeah.
Braxler was going to come up with something, but she hasn't yet, and she's not too good with jokes. But there we go.
We were watching Michael McIntyre. He just makes me giggle, you know. But he's telling stories more than sort of one-liners, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. See you later.
Bye.